Here's our 16-minute Terminus Easter egg run. I'm going to go ahead and show you the full video. This is a little bit of a longer one, but I wanted you guys to be able to see the full run and how we do it. So first things first, the gums we went over for this run was we did 3 Raindrop, 3 Tactical Diffusion, 1 Profit Sharing, 2 Wonder Bar, and I believe a couple of Hidden Power. The ones listed were the most important, so we could get the starter points and the Wonder Weapon and cruise through the Easter egg really fast. Now, something I want to go over while we wait here, and you see us collecting all of our points. We used the DM10, which is right now with double tap, which unfortunately we didn't get double tap, but the DM10 is extremely powerful. Like, this weapon may be one of the most powerful in the game with double tap, and especially with napalm, which we'll be covering a video on here later, thanks to a video that we've seen on TikTok. And now we are opening up the map and getting this started. So I run over and begin to open doors because I popped the profit sharing. I had the most amount of points, so I went ahead and opened everything up, while our 2 Wonder Bars, Zoomer and Tiggy, checked for the Beam Smasher. And I think luckily here on the first spin, Zoomer pulled the Beam Smasher, so everything was lining up perfectly for us. And he's going to head over and check the vents so that we can get the hard drive. Now the key here is having everybody moving and using different things to get through the Easter egg as quickly as possible. So we have certain things being done at all times as much as we can. Right now we're kind of stuck behind the power, so we just continue to turn on the power and open up the map and acquire our perks and all of that as we open the door up. So once I continue down this path here, I'm going to just keep getting my perks and armor. We're going to end up fighting the boss really soon and early on, so being completely powered up isn't necessarily an absolute necessity, but it does make it extremely easy to be able to run through and be effective early on. So now we're heading down into the power room here, and we're going to go ahead and get this last power on, and then the Easter egg can actually begin, and you'll see how quickly we breeze through these steps once we have everything on. And again, I'm not going to make any cuts in this video because I want you guys to see genuinely exactly how we did it and what we did to do it and how long it took, so that way you guys can try and replicate this run for yourselves to try and attempt a speed run that can possibly break a record. I believe right now the record is around 13 minutes, and we did it just a couple minutes after that. So I think eventually we're going to try again, see if we can't get lucky enough to beat the record. Now that the power is on, the Easter egg can fully begin, and we were just looking for the key card at the door so that way we can get the hard drive. Zoomer is working on that, and I go ahead and get my weapon pack 3 immediately thanks to all those extra points I got. And we have somebody grabbing the Nate code right now, so somebody's up top there handing off the hard drive, and I'm just hanging out down here to open Nate's tank and punch that code in here in just a second. And we do end up putting the code in wrong like 4 times. We ended up messing up one of the numbers, but it doesn't take more than a few seconds to correct. But we definitely could have been just a little bit faster right here, as you'll see in just a moment. So make sure when you head down here to enter the code when you're on this speed run that you have the correct code, and don't do what we did and enter the wrong code 3 or 4 times. Now, I believe we're just waiting on some dialogue. You know how the Peck and Sam stuff goes during this Easter egg. Gotta hang out for all that. And you see I'm typing in some codes here. 426, 526, those were not right. 326, we ended up just messing up the first number. I'm not sure how we messed it up. I wasn't on that part, but it ended up being 126, so I think we read the clock wrong. But once you get that done, you can go ahead and be ready for the next part. Now, I did also bring in an insta-kill that I forgot to mention in the beginning. That was my 3rd gum, was the insta-kill. That way we can pop that and handle Nathan extremely fast. So we're going to go ahead and pop the Ether Shroud. It's not needed, but it does make it so that no zombies mess with you, even your last one. And we're going to go ahead and go into the Nate fight. And I believe at this point we are just about 4.5 minutes in, I do think maybe next time we could get to the Nate fight a couple of minutes faster, maybe a minute faster, but we were definitely cooking and feeling good here at this point in the run. Now, once the Killjoy is popped, Kay actually popped it back there. We're going to go ahead and wait till he spawns to grab the insta-kill, and then once he is fully out, we go ahead and grab it and finish Nate off real quick, so that way we can continue the Easter egg. And we're going to go ahead and head out to the boat next. Always skip the cutscenes. Don't ever wait for those. Just keep these cut and going. So now I'm going to hop off the bridge, grab the key card, and we're going to head out to the boat. Now that we have the card here in the water, we're going to make sure everybody is going to the boat as quickly as possible. You want to make sure everybody is following the lead, and you go ahead and get into the boat as quickly as possible. Now, we did bring a couple of shock charges to put on the door to do the shock charge door skip, which I was actually unaware worked anymore. I thought they patched it, so I was really happy to see that we were able to do that, which you'll see here in just a moment when I go ahead and activate this little sequence up here. You will see we do the skip that makes it to where we get out instantly. So to do the skip, all you need to do is throw a shock charge on each side of the door the moment it closes. So we went ahead and made sure that everybody was ready. I showed my team and I grabbed the little fuse to activate it, and we threw down our shock charges immediately, and it worked. So now with that done, we can go ahead and hop into the boat and take off to enter the fuses. This is all on round 2, so we are absolutely cooking right now at about 6.5 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and drop off the first fuse. We got lucky and it was right here on the island. Now I recommend when doing this, make sure that just the one person that has the fuse is jumping off and everybody else chucking decoys and cover fire. Luckily, round 3 as of now wasn't too bad at all, and we've got pack 3 weapons and most if not all of our perks, so we were doing good for the round we were on. Now that we go ahead and park up here, we got lucky and the other fuse was right out here. So this really lined up perfectly for us. And now we got to run up and do what I think may be the worst part of the Easter egg. It just takes so long with the dialogue, and there's so much wasted time between talking about what to do and getting the hacking device before the buoys. So what I recommend doing, and it's something I didn't do as much here as I'd have liked to, but make sure that you guys are using this time wisely. Anybody that's not grabbing the hacking device, or if you have anybody waiting at the boat for you, make sure you guys are running around, hitting perks, packs, getting everything ready, because you're going to be ready to go to the boss fight here very, very, very soon. And you want to make sure you guys are ready and there's no lag time between needing to grab anything. So use this time right here to finish grabbing anything you may want or need for the boss fight, because there's not going to be much time after this. So we're just going to run around. I actually got lucky here and got my hidden power, so I was able to pop that, so that way I had a gold pack 3. I don't end up getting many more of my perks. I think I grabbed speed cola at some point, but other than that, I didn't even get double tap. I didn't get lucky enough to get it through the random perks, which is unfortunately the only way to get this for the speed run due to it not being on the map. But we're just going to go ahead and keep waiting here. It takes absolutely forever and is brutal. The round turns over here, and we definitely could have done this, I feel like, way faster had this sequence not been here. It is extremely annoying, but it is part of the run, so I guess it is what it is. Once Peck finally coughs up the hacking device, we can go ahead and head over to the final part. We are cooking at about 8 minutes and 58 seconds at that point of grabbing the hacking device. So then we're going to head down, and I have 2 of our teammates down in the labs ready to go so that they can activate the bomb sequence with Modi, and me and Zoomer are headed out to the buoys to hack the device. So we're going to go ahead and head out here while our team is down in the labs hanging out. And me and Zoomer actually ended up going to different boats, so we actually ended up meeting out at the first buoy you'll see here in just a second. Now, the person with the hacking device is going to be the only person that's able to do the hacking part, and we could have done this a little faster had we been on the same boat. I think we definitely could have shaved 20-ish seconds or so off of this one. As you'll see here in a moment, on the next couple ones it goes a little bit easier than when we pull up separately. You can get to the front of the boat, and if lined up perfectly, you can actually have your hacker hack it while you drive to the next one. And once you get up close, make sure to handle as many of the parasites as you can. And we were having a hell of a time getting the hacking device to work in the chaos and trying to get this done as quickly as possible. But we did it relatively quick, and we head on to the final buoy before hacking the bombs and going to the boss fight, which we are now just minutes away from. So we're going to head over to the third buoy here, hack it, and then we will beeline to the labs to help hack any final bombs that are needed to be done that the other two players are not handling at this time. And once you hack the final buoy, everything goes away that is causing a problem, any parasites and anything like that. So just get the hack going and drive off. They will dissipate. And once that is done, like I said, we're going to go ahead and head into the labs for the final step here. We are at about 11 minutes, so we are cooking right now, and we are going to go ahead and head in. I think our boat gets destroyed right here, and we actually have to Michael Phelps it into the bomb area, but luckily we got extremely close. This would have really messed us up here had we been way out in the ocean. So now that we are headed inside, we can go ahead and activate our ether shrouds if we have them. Our other two characters here that are helping our other two players, they have the ether shroud themselves, so they're able to shroud themselves. I did not get mine charged up quick enough as we did the Easter egg too fast, but I went ahead and give Zoomer some cover fire here, and the other two bombs are being hacked, and you'll see in just a matter of seconds we are done with this step, and we go ahead and finish the Easter egg. Now I needed to grab Speed Cola, so here we are complete. And I have one of the guys goes and activates the door, and I sprint up to grab Speed Cola because I did not have that and I wanted it. So we used this time to grab any last perks while somebody activated the door. Now, once you head into the boss fight, there is only so much you can do so quick. This is where a lot of the weapon comes into play. The DM10 absolutely fries the boss. I am going to try and do this again with double tap and a perkaholic because I think having the napalm and perkaholic would actually really benefit this fight. But you'll see here in just a moment, his health is absolutely melting with this DM10. We come out the gates with about 15 to 20 seconds to get him into his first phase, if even that. You see, we absolutely melt him upon opening up here. And we're going to go ahead and go to the first survival phase. Now this is the first of 3 phases that you have to survive with zombies, so these kind of just waste time, unfortunately, and there's not much you can do. I don't think you can really speed them up too much, so just take out zombies and kind of just be as effective as possible and be ready for when Patient 13 pops back up and returns. And again, this DM10 is absolutely ridiculous. I will be going over a build video this week and showing you guys exactly what perks, augments, ammo mod, and build that you need to make this weapon as effective as possible. In my opinion, this right now may be one of the most powerful weapons in the game, so definitely try it out once we drop that video here this week. Let us know down in the comments below how long it's taken you guys on your fastest runs to beat Terminus, and if there's any of these things that you do that you could implement that we're doing that could maybe help do it a little faster, or if you have any tips that could help us do it a little faster, let us know down below. And once you see he returns, just go ahead and start dumping ammo into him once again, and you'll see his health is just melting away. This TM10 absolutely fries, and we get through this next phase in probably 25 to 30 seconds. Now, once you get to the third phase, that was, in my opinion, the toughest, just because of the spot where you have to shoot him. We weren't all hitting the crit point, I don't think, immediately, so make sure that you're always aiming for those crits as they change throughout the boss fight. And we are about 14.5 minutes in with the record. The world record being passed right here. We actually didn't get that, which is fine. We were actually just trying it out and ended up doing extremely well for our first attempt. So we go ahead and take out this last phase here. This is going to be the craziest one. I messed up earlier too. I said there was 3 survival phases. There's actually only 2. I forgot. There's 3 total phases to the boss and 2 survival phases. So this one is going to be the one with all the specials, manglers, and amalgams. Go ahead and just take them out as quickly as possible. I'm not sure if this makes the boss spawn back any faster, but all the less, just take them out as quickly as possible just to be sure. We didn't have any streaks, anything like that, due to not having much scrap. So you're just going to kind of have to work with what you got, with it being so early in the game. But he will return here in just a second, and you'll see we finish him up. And here I was getting a little bit worried. I believe I popped my Ether Shroud once he comes back. Yep, right here. And we go ahead and use that Ether Shroud time to go ahead and hit him as hard as we can. And make sure you're hitting those little eyes up at the top when he's glowing blue. So that way you get the crit damage. And when you're not hitting him in the eyes when he's glowing blue, make sure you're hitting his other crit spots, which I believe are the red pimple looking things and sometimes his mouth. But you'll see that is it. We actually killed the boss on the 16-minute mark, right on the dot. There is about a minute of lag time here where it goes through the story arc and the cutscene and all that stuff, which does add on to the time because it does technically not stop until the fadeaway. So I hope this video does help you guys. Let us know in the comments how your runs go. And as always, happy looting, goblins. This was our attempt at the 13-minute boss fight, and on our first run, we got just a little over 16 minutes, so we're going to try again here soon and be on the lookout for our DM10 build.